The eviction notice fluttered to the ground as Daniel tightened his grip on his daughter's small hand, realizing in that unbearable moment that his entire world had just collapsed. One minute he had a roof over their heads. The next, he was standing on a cold sidewalk with a plastic bag of clothes, a broken phone, and a 6-year-old girl looking up at him with tired eyes that trusted him completely. He was a single dad who had lost his home in minutes, and he had no idea where he was supposed to take his child now. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of compassion, please take a moment to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to our channel Brightly Kindness. Your support helps stories like this reach more hearts. Daniel had not always lived this way. He used to be a warehouse supervisor, proud of his steady paycheck and simple apartment. After his wife passed away 3 years earlier, he became both mother and father to Lily, learning how to braid her hair before school and pack lunches while running on little sleep. He worked overtime whenever it was offered, skipped meals so Lily could eat better, and pretended everything was fine even when exhaustion bent his shoulders. But life doesn't always reward effort. A sudden company restructuring cost him his job. His savings disappeared fast under medical bills and daily expenses. New work paid less. Rent fell behind. And that afternoon, with no mercy in the paperwork, they were forced out. Now Daniel sat on the edge of a busy road while cars rushed past, holding Lily close as she hugged her old teddy bear. He kept his face calm for her, but inside he was breaking apart. He had called every shelter in the city. All were full. He had messaged former coworkers who never replied. He had walked for hours hopping to find somewhere warm. Lily hadn't eaten since morning. The weight of failure pressed hard on his chest as he stared at the pavement, wondering how a father who tried so hard could fall so far. Lily leaned into him, small and quiet, her trust unshaken even as their world crumbled. That trust hurt more than anything. Daniel promised himself he would never let her see him cry, but tears burned behind his eyes. He replayed every decision, every missed opportunity, blaming himself for not protecting her better. The city around them felt enormous and uncaring, full of people who had places to go. Then, out of nowhere, a black SUV slowed beside them. Daniel barely noticed at first. Cars had passed all evening, but this one stopped completely. A woman stepped out, dressed neatly in a light-colored coat, her presence calm and steady against the noise of traffic. Her name was Claire, though Daniel didn't know that yet. He only saw someone who had chosen to pause her life long enough to notice theirs. Claire had just finished a long business meeting and was on her way home when she saw them sitting on the curb. Something in Lily's posture and Daniel's tired expression reached straight into her memory of growing up in a struggling household. Without overthinking it, she pulled over. Daniel instinctively drew Lily closer. Life had taught him to be careful, but Claire didn't rush or stare. She simply observed, taking in the plastic bag, the worn shoes, the child clutching a teddy bear. She listened as Daniel explained, his voice shaking despite his efforts to stay strong. He told her how they had lost their apartment hours earlier and had nowhere to go. He felt embarrassed saying it out loud, but he had run out of pride. Claire did not offer speeches or empty comfort. She offered action. Within minutes, Daniel and Lily were inside the warm vehicle. Claire bought Lily food from a nearby drive-thru and handed Daniel water when she saw his trembling hands. Lily ate quietly at first, then more eagerly, while Daniel stared out the window trying to understand how fast everything had changed. Claire booked them a hotel room for a full week and contacted a housing assistance partner her company supported. She asked about Daniel's work experience and made notes on her phone, already planning next steps. Daniel learned later that Claire was a CEO of a successful logistics company. At that moment, she was simply a stranger who refused to look away. The following days felt unreal. Lily slept in a real bed again. Daniel filled out housing forms with help from social workers Claire connected them with. Claire arranged an interview for Daniel at one of her company's distribution centers. His experience spoke for itself, and he was offered a stable position with better pay and benefits. 2 months later, Daniel and Lily moved into a small but clean apartment. Lily started school nearby. Daniel began rebuilding his life one shift at a time. But the most powerful change wasn't financial. It was emotional. Daniel started believing in himself again. He volunteered on weekends to help families facing eviction. He donated part of every paycheck to shelters. Lily began packing extra snacks for school, saying they were just in case someone needs them. Pain had entered their lives suddenly, but kindness had arrived just as unexpectedly. Daniel often thought back to that sidewalk, to the moment when everything felt finished. He understood now that survival isn't just about strength. Sometimes it's about someone else choosing to care. And if this story has touched your heart even a little, please take a moment to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Brightly Kindness. Your engagement helps us spread hope to people who may be sitting on their own sidewalks right now. Before we end, we have a special request. Please comment below and tell us, do you believe one small act of kindness can change a life? Because somewhere tonight, another parent may be holding their child, wondering how everything fell apart so quickly. And somewhere else, someone might be driving past, thinking they're too busy to stop. But maybe they'll remember this story. Maybe they'll choose compassion. And maybe, just maybe, they'll reach out their hand.